So we're all using AI tools, but let's be real for a second. Is it making our lives simpler or just messier? Look, the real power isn't in just having a dozen different AI assistants. It's about getting them to actually work together. So today, let's talk about how to tame that AI chaos and build a clear roadmap from basic automation all the way up to a truly intelligent AI team. Hey, does this sound at all familiar? You've got your best, most amazing prompts buried in some random Google Doc. You've got half-finished automations scattered across, three different platforms, and it feels like none of your AI tools are even on speaking terms with each other. It's a super common frustration, but it doesn't have to be that way. There's a path out of all this digital clutter. All right, so here's our journey for today. First, we're going to diagnose the problem, what I call the automation trap. Then we're going to look at the cure, leveling up through three distinct stages, starting with the simple chain, then moving to the visual workflow, and finally, getting to the really powerful stuff, the intelligent team. You're going to want to stick around, because by the end of this, you'll know exactly which approach is right for you. Okay, let's dive right into the problem, the automation trap. You might also know it as AI sprawl. It's that feeling when you have all these powerful AI tools, but they're just not talking to each other. They're all stuck operating in their own little silos, which, ironically, ends up creating more work for you, not less. Think of this as a quick health check for your AI setup. Do you have your most critical prompts just saved in a Word doc somewhere? Are you accidentally building the same automation in two different apps? Do you give the same request but get a totally different result every single time? If you're nodding along to any of these, you're not alone. You're just caught in the sprawl. But don't worry, we're about to fix that. So the first step out of this trap is actually the simplest one. We'll call it level 1, the simple chain. This is the absolute foundation of AI automation. And you know what? For a ton of tasks, it's really the only tool you're ever going to need. The whole idea here couldn't be simpler. One task, one agent. If your goal is to do one very specific thing, like say summarize a new email and then post that summary to Slack, this is your answer. It's fast, it's efficient, and it just works. The biggest mistake you can make at this stage? Overthinking it and making things way more complicated than they need to be. But okay, what happens when one single task just isn't enough? Well, that brings us to level 2, the visual workflow. Think of this as leveling up your game, building with all those cool blocks and arrows you see in a lot of no-code platforms. Right, so this is the world of tools like Zapier or N8N, and it's really satisfying, isn't it? You get to drag and drop, connect the nodes, and build this intricate, beautiful machine. You are the architect. But here's the catch, and trust me, it's a big one. When your beautiful machine breaks down, you also have to be the mechanic. And being the mechanic, well, that takes up a lot of time. I mean, you might want to sit down for this. According to one AI automation agency, a mind-blowing 90%, 90, of the time spent on these visual workflows is just troubleshooting. You're not creating, you're not innovating, you're just hunting for that one broken link in a massive chain. And this brings us to a fundamental shift that's happening right now. On the left, you've got the old way. You're the builder, lost in a messy blueprint, checking every single connection. But now, look at the right. This is the new way of thinking. You become the director. You just describe the outcome you want in plain English, and you let the system figure out how to build itself. This changes the entire game. And that idea of being a director, well, that leads us perfectly to the final, most powerful stage, level 3, the intelligent team. This is where we move beyond just simple workflows and step into the incredible world of AI orchestration. Honestly, Zapier put it perfectly. What is AI orchestration? It's basically project management for robots. I mean, just think about that for a second. You're not just giving one robot a single task anymore. You're managing a whole team of specialized robots. And there's a project manager in the middle making sure they all work together to hit the goal. Okay, the textbook definition here might sound a little dry, but the key ideas are actually very human. It's all about coordinating different specialists, just like a real-world team. Each AI agent is specialized in what it does best, and they're all working towards a shared objective that you, the director, get to define. So how does all this magic actually happen? Well, it's a pretty simple 3-step process called the DOE framework. It starts with the directive. That's you explaining what you want in plain language. Then comes orchestration. That's the AI project manager figuring out how to do it and assigning all the tasks. And finally, you have execution, where the specialized agents get to work and actually do the job. What, how, do. That's it. Simple.
Now, here is the part that is an absolute game changer. This kind of system is self-correcting. So when it hits an error, it doesn't just give up and send you a cryptic alert. No, it reads the error, it understands the problem, it literally rewrites its own code, and then it tries again. Remember that 90% troubleshooting time we talked about? This is what makes it practically disappear. And just like our teams, these AI teams can be structured in a bunch of different ways. You could have a centralized model where there's one manager agent calling all the shots. Or you could have a decentralized model where the agents all collaborate like peers at a startup. You could even have a classic hierarchical structure like a big company. The model you choose really just depends on the job you need to get done.
Okay, so we've gone through the theory, now let's get to the most important part. Which one of these should you actually use? This is all about picking the right tool for the job, not just grabbing the fanciest, newest thing available. Let's just break this down real simple. If you have one specific, repeatable task, stick with level 1, the simple chain. It's fast, it's easy, it's cheap. If your process has multiple steps but the logic is always the same, level 2, the visual workflow, is going to be your best friend. But if your task is complex, unpredictable, maybe it requires creative problem solving, that is when you bring in the level 3 agentic team. It's all about matching the complexity of the tool to the complexity of the task. So where is all this going? The future isn't just automated, it's orchestrated. And that's not just a change in technology, it means our role is changing right along with it. This right here is the key takeaway. Your job is no longer to be the builder, the one down in the weeds connecting every wire and tightening every bolt. Your new role is to be the conductor of a digital symphony. You set the vision, you choose the music, and you guide this incredibly powerful orchestra to create something amazing. And when you step into that conductor role, the benefits are huge. Things get way more efficient, and they can scale bigger than you can imagine. You spend way less time fixing errors, and that AI sprawl we talked about at the very beginning, yeah, that becomes a thing of the past. It gets replaced by a coordinated, intelligent, and unified system. This isn't some far-off science fiction future. These tools are available right now. The technology is ready to go. So the only question left is, are you? Are you ready to stop being the builder and start being the conductor? Are you ready to lead your first team of AI agents?